Welcome to a live stream interview with Channel 213. With you, as always, I am your host, Dylan Lawson, and with me today is none other than the Death Plumes. Can you all chime in and say hello? So good to have these fine young lads on the show. Man, my music intro cue is a little loud. Okay, there it goes. Finally fading. So, first off, I guess everybody wants to know, the entire world, all the 8 million people listening to this right now want to know, who are you?
I'm Evan, and I play lead guitar, I guess, yeah.
I'm drummer, Zach.
And our bassist is joining late, but yeah, I mean, I write the songs, and then Zach puts his cool shit on it.
Death Plumes, welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia. Just kidding. Welcome to Channel 213, which could hypothetically be in Vancouver, British Columbia, but they'll never know. So, what's your band about, guys? What kind of, I guess, influenced you to start? What's maybe some things that made you say, "Hey, let's be kick-ass musicians today"?
I guess what got me, from the very beginning was Green Day. That really started me getting into music and stuff. And then as the band kind of developed, I started listening to a lot of surf punk music and lo-fi rock and more emo punk shit like that. And that's kind of in like a sound.
The good stuff. All right. And
then as for Zach, I don't know. What are you?
I really fuck with Death Grips and the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
So it's like that's it for me, dude. Those are my influences in all the different ways that they influence.
And how soon do you think we can get a Death Grips and Grateful Dead collab? Do you think it would be Grateful Grips or perhaps Death Dead, perhaps? Jerry Garcia and the MC Rides?
That's the funniest shit I've heard in a minute.
I'd also like to add, sticking to tradition, we don't have the visual on this, sadly, as Marvin was not able to join us due to some very important very important super secret business. I mean, when you live the kind of life Marvin does,
When you live the Asylum 2-on-3 life.
It's like everybody thinks being James Bond is cool, right? But if you're Marvin and you actually have to like live it's not so fun sometimes. But sticking to tradition, so we interviewed Eve of Rotwool on here, Rise of the Weird Little Creature from the Small Creek behind my house. Yeah. Fuck yeah, I nailed it. I knew I could get that. Yeah. But we interviewed Eve from that, and during that interview, I drank hot chocolate that was caked with Old Bay, the hot seasoning in it, and I had to do the entire interview without coughing as much as possible, and every time I coughed I would owe Eve $1, which I still owe Eve $8 from that, and that should be coming soon.
Only $8.
8 times I cough. But for this interview, what I've decided to do, I have this little cup that's very flimsy called the style of cup has a name. It's a small cup from the Circuit from right here in Richmond, which is a barcade, as they call it. It's pretty much a bar with all your favorite arcade games and more thrown in there. It's a truly majestic place. But this cup is going to sit on top of my head during this interview, and if it falls off 10 times, this part's up to y'all. I either have to learn one of y'all's songs or I have to help you load gear in on one of your next shows.
Please help with gear.
Yes.
Well, there's time 1.
Yes.
There's time 2. I think I've already lost this one.
Gear in,
Let's do it.
All right. So, next question. Um,
Yes.
how long have you been together? How did it all start? I think I already kind of asked the second part of that question,
I
but
I mean,
Summertime.
I met
Summertime.
I met Zach. We like really officially started this like this summer, but I've known Zach since I don't know. I met you in a fucking music store.
Yes, yes.
Well, I was so the first time me and Zach met, it was so awkward. It was like it was so weird because our
yeah,
guitar teacher, we had the same guitar teacher, and he was trying to like get us to
Yeah,
make
it's
music together.
trying to do all that stuff.
Yeah, and I like took down Zach's number, but then it didn't save. So then I was like, oh, never see this dude
Yeah,
again.
and then then I used to be in needed a bassist, and then I found Evan's number once again, and then told him to join it.
Yeah. Yep. And then basically from there, whenever me and Zach were just messing around, I was writing on the side, obviously. And I tell you, I used to write the shittiest demos, and he would just be like, okay, let's record on them, and yeah, I mean that's how it kind of started. And then once we actually started writing songs we really liked, I started putting them up on our SoundCloud or whatever. And I mean, you could go back to our SoundCloud and scroll down to the first song. You'll be like, oh, what the fuck is this? And and then yeah, and then I guess from there, yeah, we just started it in summer, and we played that first show, and that kind of just kicked us off. I mean, that first show, I mean, that was such a great experience.
I do remember
Yeah.
that one. That was at the
Yeah, you-
Beacon Hill Center.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know
you
what?
guys-
Actually, I take that back. That wasn't even our first show, really. I mean,
No, we're not gonna talk.
we're not gonna talk. I mean, we played
We're not
one
gonna talk
show
about the truth.
at like a coffee shop, and that was just
No, we're not gonna talk about it.
okay. Yeah, no, that wasn't very fun. Just
A big
Bad,
pile of-
bad experience, I presume.
bad experience. Yes, it was just
Don't play in a gas station parking lot next to
Yeah.
a coffee shop.
yeah, just yeah.
Damn.
At a Easter festival.
An Easter festival. Wow.
Now there were bunnies there. It was nice.
No, and Zach wasn't even drummer. He was playing guitar on it. So it was like it was just no.
It wasn't a bass. But then we came back, played as the two-piece, and
I mean
played with Asylum.
we actually after
Nice.
that like show we had in that parking lot, we kind of like I don't even know. We got so busy, but like we didn't even talk about like doing music shit. So I was just writing a bunch of shit, and then we started working together again, and then in July we started playing we played that show. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the rundown of the band. Yeah,
Understood.
it's kind of confusing.
No. What's the message of Death Plumes? Is there any particular motive or anything that you would like to get across to your audience?
Ooh, it's a hard question. I don't know.
There's a lot of things that I'm sure a lot of artists would definitely want to say.
I
their
write-
fans.
I mean, our songs, I don't even. A lot of the time, I'm just writing about my insecurities, shit like that. And so, like, I don't know if people even hear my lyrics because I slap a bunch of distortion over them. But, I mean, I guess people, if they kind of associate with those kind of things that I write about, I guess that's kind of it. But I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I kind of leave it up to interpretation, I guess.
Especially at the shows too. Like,
Yeah.
I really just want everyone to understand that comes out and sees them that all for fun, never to be taken too seriously.
Yeah.
Just everyone be comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, keep it open, keep it a fun, inviting experience for all.
Of course. Yeah.
That's good. That's very much what music's all about. Sometimes
Yes.
sometimes there is in my experience, I'm used to most of the bands I've talked to in any of the years I've been involved in the music scene, they seem to have a pretty or try to have a pretty serious message, but it seems like bands that whether they've been together as long as y'all have or longer or shorter amounts of time, they seem to be a lot more lax these days. It seems like people are
Yeah.
kind of moving more into like, yes, we have a definition for what we do. We know why we do what we do. We love doing what we do, but we don't want it to be this overly serious niche thing that no everybody like it feels
Yeah.
like they have to be a certain somebody to
Of
like or be a
course.
part of. And that is
Yeah.
good. You want to be as inclusive as possible. So, next
Definitely.
question. You've achieved notable recognition in the RVA scene so far, landing some press with a few different outlets. How did that happen? How did it all come about? You know, it seems like you guys are everywhere these days.
You really can't ask me. I think it's just all the shows we've been playing with everyone.
Dude.
Just all the great bands that we play with, like everyone. Good. Everyone is good. It makes everyone else look good. It's just very good. Very good.
I don't even. I mean, literally, my favorite thing is like, I'll be in school or whatever, and like this kind of started last year. And I'd get like random ass DMs like saying, "Oh, we'd like to review this song" or something like that. I'm like, this shit makes my day. I was like,
Yeah.
because like I can go from having an awful day to like, for example, last like 2-3 weeks ago or whatever, Inc. magazine saying they wanted to review our single or whatever, which I think that's coming out very soon.
Right.
I don't know. I
This
just think,
magazine has been very nice.
yeah, no, they've been so great to us. No, and then I think the first time I got really excited on SoundCloud, we had released our song called Fester, and I recorded everything on this, like drums, all of it, just messing around. I didn't even think it was that good of a song, and then it ended up like getting 4,000 streams or something in the first week, and it was like, what the fuck? And I was like, how did
That's
this
awesome.
happen? I think it caught on to the algorithm or whatever, and I also got an email from this like, I always love telling people this. I got an email from this like this radio station in like Mexico City. I don't even know what they're called. I think it was like a local, and it was like a rock radio, and they were playing my demo on there. I was just like,
We
how-
got big in a country that we weren't from first.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, well, this is cool.
Mexico City is a very good place for this kind of style. You both, or all three of you, I should say, are going
Yeah.
for it too. So that's definitely a good market to be making an impression in, for sure.
Yeah, I was just so excited because when it was like, it went from having like 50 streams to 4,000, and it was like so fast, and I was like, what the hell?
That's
And
awesome.
like when you're 15, like I was like, holy shit, this is cool. Especially when we had like no traction on the page.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that when it happens, it's like people think it's fabled, or they more or less say, "Oh, well, they're just an industry plan or something." Nobody paid you guys to like write that song
No.
or that whole
No,
that
no.
that whole thing's so goddamn ridiculous. The amount of Jesus, I just lost the cup again. I think that's time number 6 or 7, by the way. It's so ridiculous when I hear that, because it's like, even if that is true, the amount of time, effort, money, and like what they would have to do to even make that work just wouldn't even be worth it at all. It's like, what are you going to do? Make an artist get popular for like 2 years? And that's what a lot of
Yeah.
people were saying about Billie Eilish. And it's like, no, sometimes people just write songs and they catch on. And that seems to be the case for
Yeah,
you all as
no,
well.
definitely. No, I mean, we're recording our EP with the producer Yusuf from Poor Moose Records, and he's in
10 pounds now.
Yeah, the band 10 Pound Snail. He's their bassist, and I mean, honestly, the whole band though like has been helping out with that. They've like been sitting in there and shit, and
No, it's nice. I really like
it's
it.
a really good
Nice
environment.
pad and
Their whole house like recording studio is just so
It has the
badass.
coolest name. The Spiral Mansion.
Oh, that's
So we go
awesome.
record all of our stuff all the time.
Yeah, and that last time we were there, we were listening to it. It's so I'm really excited for that to come out.
That's great. And I'm assuming, do you have any, because obviously the date, the actual individual date is going to be a separate discussion once everything's completed, but do we have a time frame of when exactly that might be released?
April.
All right. Sooner
I
rather
think.
than later. I like that.
I mean, if it's done, I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be done. I mean, we're really close to it being finished, but April is like it's kind of like the best. I feel like before we start playing more shows, I feel like I want it to like catch on with people before, or like people get an idea of it before we start playing shows in summer and shit like that. So
Absolutely. Um, Next question. How I think you already answered this from before, so this might be a redundant question, but who or
Never.
what influences Death Plumes? Like what exactly do
okay,
y'all reach for when it comes to literally anything you
well,
do?
I I mean, like I said, back from like early roots, like I'd say definitely Green Day. Um, bit of Black Sabbath, like when I was like really little. But in more recent years, like what kind of inspired me to even start the band was this band called Catfish and the Bottlemen. They're from the UK,
Oh,
and
nice.
I want to say they influenced our sound, but they definitely influenced me to get serious, more serious about music and shit. I met their, I met them in Richmond at a show outside, and their lead singer basically told me to, you know, start a band and start doing shit. So that really inspired me, like
Awesome.
immense. And basically from there, I was started writing. Um, basically, yeah. I mean, influences from there. I got like I don't know if you have heard their song "Freaks." It's pretty popular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
and
That's probably time number 10. Even if it's not, I'm going to go ahead and say it is. Looks like I'm loading shit in for y'all at your next show.
Yay!
yeah, no. Surf Curse, and called Bass Drum of Death. Um, they're like also lo-fi garage punk shit like that. Waves, they're like same thing. So I mean, just
Oh, yeah.
anything surf punk. Like, I'd like to. I know I have more. If I go to my Spotify playlist right now, because I got to That's a good question. Um, obviously Nirvana, like, and Smashing Pumpkins. But as for Zach, I don't. What's your influences when it comes to drumming? I guess. Yeah. I mean, I hear Death Grip.
Yeah,
Zach Hill for sure,
um,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
definitely no, definitely Zach Hill fucking rips, and then Eric and Prada from Fever 323
Hmm.
rips as well, even probably even harder. And then from a young age, definitely Travis Barker. Like
I
holy
definitely hear
shit,
that.
I
Definitely hear
know
that.
he'd be making some questionable choices
Understandable.
recently, but definitely younger is.
He's a very sought after drummer, it seems, especially for people who randomly decide, hey, I want to make a song that sounds like it could be a new Blink 182 song, but isn't a new Blink 182 song.
MGK.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
I gotta say, though, MGK has done phenomenal things for his career by ceasing to speak too publicly and just going more on that
Oh,
wave as far as the music he's writing now.
I guess there's a level of respect that you can have that. But I think me personally, him is just not my
I'm
cup of tea.
I'm gonna have to agree with Zach there just a little bit.
Understandable. Well,
Yeah.
everybody, tried to say, well, not everybody, but a good collection of people tried to say, "Oh man, he dissed him." No, no. You
No,
see,
I don't see.
you don't really diss Eminem. You make a shot, you shoot your shot, and then you pretty much wait for your funeral to be planned for you. So what I've been telling everyone is I think that MGK simply cashed in his retirement with that one. I know what this is gonna do. I know what's gonna happen. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the publicity that I get from it, all the streams I get, everybody listening to my song, cash in on whatever money I get from that, and then as soon as he makes his response track, I'm done. That's it. I'll just stick to something completely different. And like, at least that's my theory on it. Obviously, that's not a fact or anything, but I called it his retirement plan.
The MGK theory.
I mean, well, it's just like, I feel like he was very, very much in the background before he just mentioned Eminem's name in any of his songs. Like, yeah, people knew who he was, but nobody, you weren't hearing people out there saying, "Oh yeah, MGK this, MGK that."
I had more respect for him before he insulted him.
I guess that was the start of his public image that's out now.
I feel like he only gets attention though when he's being a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know.
Tyler the Creator used to do a similar thing with Odd Future, and it's like,
though.
But see that it kind of got, I get it to a degree, but it kind of got on my nerves. It's like, do you really want your press to be built off of just being a dickhead? Like being a loud, obnoxious. It's like, come on, dude.
That's true.
One day you're gonna look back on this, even if it does work out for you years from now, and be like, "Wow, I really said or did that. What the fuck?" Like,
yeah, I mean, it's enough. He's been doing some good stuff recently, I think.
I gotta say though, MGK realizing that the word weird and beard rhyme, fucking next level, fucking next level, dude. Like. His English teachers are surely proud.
Oh my god.
Next question.
You know what?
No, that was so
Can
funny.
I add one more? Can I add one more band to our influences here?
Yeah, you can add. You can add as
Somehow
many
I
as you'd like.
over it. Prince Daddy and the Hyena.
Okay.
Like, probably not many people know them. But
Okay.
They're fucking crazy. I mean, just. I don't know what word to describe them, but it's a visceral experience listening to them. I mean, it's crazy, and they're like emo, punk, indie, a little bit of everything, honestly. All right. I'm sorry. Next question. I just had to throw that in there because they've also been a huge influence on me.
Of course.
At least.
The fans need to know. How has navigating the crises we've experienced in the past few years been for y'all? Even before you were probably like a band really like going out and doing shows, if it's began before then. What's it been like?
I think if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the pandemic birthed the band.
Really?
I mean, with
yes.
a lot of, but I mean, you know, when things are birthed, a lot of other things die too, and then COVID definitely fucked a lot of shit up, but we got some good shit out of it as well. And then trying to live with it, trying to get past this age.
It is.
Cray
It's definitely a weird time. I mean, there's no doubts about that. Sometimes I try not to think about it too much. I'll be zoning out in school or whatever and just be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus.
Absolutely. We've experienced a lot of historical events in only about 3 years' time.
I know one good thing that's happening right now. I'm pretty sure pandas are coming back into extinction.
That's great.
I mean, not coming back into extinction, but coming out of extinction and being good again.
Yeah, fuck Panda Bear.
No.
Finally. I hear that. You were right. That is definitely a massive win.
It's a win.
I just looked at my phone notifications. I see Heavy as the Head just commented, Death Plumes has the best drummer in Richmond. I mean, I can't.
Shout out to Heavy as the Head.
Yes, that means the head.
Zach is a fucking angel.
We're still trying to line up the interview with them as well. It may have to be similar to what I'm doing here, where I just dive in with them, because I don't know. It's probably not a big deal. Me and Marvin will figure it out. We just got to get our schedules straightened out with these things. But Kendall's awesome. I don't know how much y'all have gotten to chat with all the members.
We were gonna play with. You're gonna play with them. You guys were at that show too. The one that Drew set up.
The
one in the church.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. That the acoustics in that room were beautiful. Like,
They
it
were.
sounded great.
I captured our set. Like, I put the phone down and did kind of like a live stream just cause I was like, wow, this isn't vain at all. But I figured it'd just be a cool little thing to do because I think there were some people that wanted to come out to it but couldn't show up. So I was like, I'll just stream it. And those few little people
I still
may
have
able to
yet
watch
to
it.
do it, but I think I definitely should try the live stream from the pedal board. Like, just throw
Live
it on
stream?
there.
You can
Like,
do that?
Well, yeah, throw it on my phone
Yeah,
on my
man,
pedal
there's
board.
a pedal.
Oh.
board, some
Oh,
distortion
okay.
Set for it.
Zach, are you bullshitting right now?
Uh,
No, I was just gonna throw my phone on the ground.
Oh, right. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it can be fun, but the reason I mentioned doing that little live stream thing is I know exactly what you're talking about with the acoustics of that room because when I listened back to it, I was like, wow, it sounds like I don't know, it sounds like we're on, and I guess we are on a pretty big stage in there, at least it's a pretty big room, but I was like, it sounds like we're in more like a stadium setting than like where we actually were, which is nothing against the space at all. It was a really nice space, and shout out to Contact for hooking us up with that because I remember there was a lot of back and forth on that one.
Beacon Hill's like always
Not even a
been
thing
pretty
anymore?
spit. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know.
They
I don't
go
even
back
know.
to weddings.
I don't know. I was gonna say it feels like a weird time to be getting married too, and all that. Like,
Right.
I also, like, no offense or anything. I feel like I would not want to get married there. You know what I mean? Like,
probably not.
Food line.
It was like, I don't know. It seemed like just an odd place. You know what I mean?
Understood. It's definitely in a bit.
Also, you know
different
what's
of an
funny?
area.
Well, it's not funny at all. But there was a night that Drew had to lock up, like, with people still in there. Like,
Oh
after
yeah.
No, dude, I was just, I don't know. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was. I remember because he was messaging the chat that evening, and we were all kind of concerned for them. I'm sure they're all really glad they made it home safe that evening. But yeah, it did.
No, dude, exactly. That was. I don't even know. I still don't know what exactly happened. That was interesting.
It was very.
That was
Very
the last
strange.
time we played there.
Accidentally locked people in Beacon.
No. There
Wait.
was like a thing where someone was like getting abducted or something outside.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, for real. It was so. I don't
Oh,
know.
shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty sure. This took a weird turn.
I was gonna say, I think you may have answered my next question, and well, not to interrupt with that at all, because that actually is probably gonna answer this. What is the weirdest experience you've had in the scene so far? Be it a show that you've played, or maybe one that you've just gone to? Because I have a bunch of them I can share, but I wanted to. I want to hear what y'all.
One.
I don't really remember that. I mean, I
I've
can't
watched
remember.
from like shows that I've been to.
Damn.
It can
But
also be something that just is like crazy, like something wild happened that you didn't expect
Well, I
or
don't know.
anything like that.
I mean, this is definitely. So one time we played with you guys,
Mhm.
and after we played, I was pretty tired, and then I guess out of exhaustion, I went outside and puked my guts out.
Oh.
And, but Marvin from Asylum was there to hold my hair and pat my back. It was really sweet.
Hey,
So,
always
ever
you can
since
always
Marvin-
count on family.
I always count. Yeah.
Dude,
Family.
As for me, I mean, I wouldn't say this is necessarily weird. It's definitely like something I still feel bad about is our bassist Jackson, which said was gonna get out of the shower soon. But we were in that basement. We were playing that show, the one at I forget her name's house, or her name. What the fuck did I just say? I forget her name. We played at her house. It was
Rachel.
November. Rachel, yeah. So dark in there, and I fucking hit Jackson in the fucking head with my guitar headstock. started bleeding from his like eyebrow or whatever. And
It was the last song though. It was pretty...
yeah. Speaking of Jackson, he just texted, "Hey, I've spent last 50." Okay, he's very sick. OMG, I'm so sorry.
Jackson's in quarantine
You're
right now.
good, dude.
Actually.
No need to come. Okay, all right. Sorry. What was I saying? God, Jackson's always, always taking the shit.
Yeah.
He's always got shit.
He's banned punching bag.
Yeah, I always feel a little bad.
Or banned bullseye, I guess.
So, you know what's so funny is, like, I feel... Yeah, anyways, after that, I felt like a dick, first of all, because I just hit him in the fucking head and kept...
Do you understand how cool he thinks his scar is, though?
Yeah, I mean,
he has
sure.
no regrets.
No, but the way the crowd went silent right at the end of our set, and I was like... There's just yeah, and I was just like... I just felt like such a dick, you know what I mean? But even though I was like, couldn't see him. But anyways, yeah, what was I even gonna say? I forgot. Yeah, that show was crazy. That band, Eye of Life, so fucking cool. Oh my god. I mean,
I
totally.
Were you able to see them
Yes.
at that show? Okay, good, because yeah, they were sweet.
Crazy.
I couldn't even. It was kind of dark, right? So I didn't even see the drummer actually, the singer too, like singing and playing. I didn't see that until they were done.
No,
I
dude,
thought
their
that was-
drummer,
I didn't know.
was rapping in the back. That was so badass, but I didn't know it was him. I was like,
It's too dark to tell, but it was
so yeah.
awesome.
I was
That was
gonna
cool.
say I went in there and they went on, and I just I had an idea of maybe what I was getting into, but I wasn't totally sure. I hadn't had a chance to listen to any of their music prior, and they just from start to finish, I just was not ready for that at all. It was gorgeous. There was a whole lot of positive energy.
So much positive energy. That was bad.
Especially for bringing the first people up, that I feel like that helped the energy for the rest of the night.
Oh
helping
yeah.
people.
I just remembered what I was gonna say.
Go for it.
Right. It was about Jackson. So I always, when we go back to the thing about him being the band punching bag, is me and Zach, we had been used to playing like shows as a two-piece or so long, and Jackson usually would hop on shows like literally learning songs 5 minutes before the show or whatever, or like not knowing them and just looking at me playing, and sometimes I would just forget to show him the chords, and like on stage because I just forget that he's even there, and it's like
everyone is there,
and then the whole time I can just feel Jackson's eyes just on me, and I'm like, shit, I forgot, just to remind him of like what song we're even gonna play, because I just like turn to Zach and Zach would be like, okay, I'm ready.
No, I got it. So I cannot lie. I really don't know most of the names to the songs.
He doesn't know shit about
To
them.
match the songs with their names, I probably could not do.
Zach's a very on the whim type of player. I mean, Jackson and Zach. And sometimes it drives me crazy because I think we
do it with style. It's all right.
Sometimes it drives me crazy because I think we're just gonna play a fucking awful show because we don't know what we're doing going into it. But then they never let me down. So it's like okay, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of another thing a lot of people don't know about our band is we've only like practiced once in the past 5 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, we just dick around, honestly, on stage.
It's low-key, nice fun. You know, it's keeping it fun.
We also just are so time constrained because I go to that school, Maggie Walker, and I have shit ton of homework all the time. All the time.
Man's always bringing you down.
That's right.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I want to punch myself for saying that, but
no, that was look.
That's great.
That was really funny. Like, don't even question it.
I want to go on tour this summer.
Honestly, I do want to start saying that.
Yeah.
If I need advice to give somebody, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, bud.
So you mentioned that you were pretty. I wouldn't say limited, but school is definitely a priority. And so that brings me to my next question. You're all still in school, right? I think all of you are. What's it like balancing
For
of,
Jackson.
except for Jackson? Okay. What's it
Yeah, right now.
What's it like balancing a very busy band while also having to deal with things like, and this is of course no, if every we've all had to deal with this. Okay, so this is not in any
Um,
way to patronize, but things like curfew,
I
exams, like your parents want you home at a certain hour, or you
I
gotta.
mean, yeah. I mean, I've this is like something that I don't think I've told anyone.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll fucking write songs in a closet at my school, like just because I'm like I like literally during lunch I'll just be like I'm gonna go write some songs or whatever, and I don't know. I mean, I just anywhere I can fit in shit, or like when I finish homework or when I'm doing homework, I'll just have a guitar next to me, and if I get bored, I'll just bang something out.
Right.
Sometimes though, I feel this like electricity. I'm like, I feel like I'm about to write a cool song, and then I'll go grab my guitar and I'll write a cool song.
Hell
It,
yeah.
I don't know, so weird. Anyways, though, back to the actual question. Balancing shit. I mean, dude, it's like I'm always on the run with the with like the assignments.
Right.
It's like I'm generally turning them in last minute, uh, or late,
Hmm.
and I mean, I'm not a bad student. I mean, I have a B average grades right now.
I I feel like us musicians, especially, and that's another thing I want to say. I don't want to sound like a fucking like geezer or nothing, or like, oh, you kids and you're this, this, and that. But like, I one thing I love about you guys is it reminds me. I was about y'all's age when I started like getting into the music scene myself, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And there were so many things, obviously, I did, quote unquote, wrong or could have done differently. And it was just like that for my first band, where it was just some friends I made while I was in high school, and some of them I had known, or a couple of them I had known from even before that, and we just all wanted to write music and play some, really cool stuff and do shows and everything, and that's all we wanted to do. So I feel like I can relate with y'all in a way, because it's like that was how it was for me. It wasn't like I was a great student, but I wasn't necessarily a bad one. But I feel like, and if you start doing any of this stuff, especially around those years, school just is never that important to you. It's like it should be, but it's like you're never thinking about it. All
Yeah.
you're thinking
Definitely.
about is, man, I just want to play music. I want to write music. I want to go further. How can I grow this thing? Because I'm gonna want to do it way more than anything else that I'm gonna do.
Exactly. I
And
mean,
things can and will change probably throughout the course of that. Like especially by the time you're in college, but it I sense it in you all, and I know it was like that for me. That itch you have that is never totally scratched for music never goes away ever.
yeah. No.
And you know what? Yeah, I mean, like,
I
I feel
mean,
like I'm discovering that right now. Not gonna go away.
Yeah,
no.
it
I mean,
yeah.
exactly. I mean, I'll be mixing music at school. I mean, anywhere, literally, Dylan. I mean, I can't stress this enough. Anywhere I have free time, I'm doing something with music.
Yeah.
At least, like, I'm not.
Even at my New Year's Eve party, he went to a different room to record some
Oh my
stuff.
God. Yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, no, we were at a New Year's Eve party, and I was like, they were all hanging out, and I just turned to Zach. I was like, I'm gonna go write some music.
That's
I was
another
like, okay.
thing. That's another thing I identify about y'all and appreciate thoroughly. You have, and I'm sure other artists, especially the older crowds, such as myself, who've seen y'all play live or do whatever release material, you guys have one hell of a work ethic, and that's like 90% of the battle with like quote unquote making it in music and everything. Just the drive y'all have. You're super chill to work with. You communicate so professionally, and you guys aren't even out of high school yet. Like I almost
That's
envy you
fair.
guys, because you all have it like way more together than I feel like I ever did for like the first
Thank
five
you, bro.
years, 5 or 6, maybe more years than that I was in music and all that. You guys are like we're. I feel like collectively, me, Heavy as the Head, any bands that have played with y'all, quite genuinely, any of us, we're looking at you guys and we're like, we want them to make it. Not just because, oh, they're kids, you know, they're playing music, that's so cute. No, fuck that American Idol bullshit. We see where you guys are hungry just like we are. You're fucking starving and it shows.
Yeah.
And you hit that stage with this energy and this rawness that like, it genuinely brings a joyful tear to my, and I'm sure anybody else who like is really into music's eyes.
This
So
is
it's
very
like,
sweet. Thank you.
I mean, I'm just telling y'all the truth. This isn't even just because I like y'all. Like, it's quite, nobody can look at what y'all are doing and say these guys aren't, nobody can look at what y'all are doing and say you aren't doing at least something right, you know?
I do have to say, it's like a lot of that energy is like energy that, for me, I'm returning because I feel it from the scene. You know, I really fuck with the scene.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
The energy with me is I'm an angry motherfucker. I'm just mad.
This is your
Doesn't
healthiest.
look like it.
This is your healthiest
My-
outlet. Yes, stick to it.
Definitely. I mean, I think before our camel show we played on Saturday, I was feeling like shit. I think Zach could vouch for this. I was definitely not in a good mood. But like the second we got on stage, it's like I was just taking this energy I had and just converting it into like something else. And it feels so good. I mean, it's just such a good outlet.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean,
It all comes from the scene.
It does. It does come from the sound.
And y'all have definitely manifested the best highlights, I think, of not just Richmond music scene, but music scenes anywhere. I think anybody could look at y'all and have an immense sense of appreciation for what you do, and just the way you carry yourselves, the attitudes you have about it, the vibe you radiate. And that's why this next question, I have to say congratulations on it, even though it didn't come to fruition. This next question, though, like, just to reflect your recognition, you were slated to headline Astroworld. Given the state of affairs and in full hindsight, are you ironically actually kind of glad that a bootlegged episode, by the way, that was on VHS, which who the fuck has that anymore, of the original Scooby-Doo series where they featured Bud Dwyer as the villain, ended up coming back on you and getting you taken off the festival? Has your relationship with former close friends in like Turnstile
We're out
and...
for blood.
I know y'all were pretty close with you guys are pretty close with Travis Scott before that whole Met fiasco happened and you had to be taken off. But I mean,
I lost a lot of respect for him after that.
To say the least.
we were in the green room actually, and we were like, "What the?"
Have y'all been tapped to do When We Were Young Fest?
That was the only one that we're actually 100% doing.
All right. Good to know there's one good throwback act out of that colossal.
We were invited to Reading Fest.
Oh, really?
We didn't have
Turn
enough
that
time.
down so we could do them all.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Death Plumes, thank y'all so much for your time. I only have but one more question. What can any and all who follow Death Plumes expect for the future? What's y'all's 2022 and there beyond looking like?
Well, I mean, if we haven't already said it, we haven't.
Expect nothing.
No, we have an EP coming out.
Perfect.
That's coming. We have a little something with the band called Scruffy coming out.
Ooh. All right. So there's definitely a reason why you guys got to come to the shows, because we all love Scruffy, right? Scruffy's a great Richmond band. We're
Absolutely.
making an EP with them that we're only putting on tapes, giving them out at the shows.
Never gonna be on Spotify. It's
Never
gonna
on
be just
anything.
a
So you
tape.
have to come to the shows to hear the split.
God, I love you kids. God. You kids are awesome, dude. Like cassettes and all that, and it's like super exclusive. Sorry, I'm a fucking weirdo.
No.
That's
What else
awesome,
are we-
dude.
I mean, what I can say is, I think everyone's been really used to our garage punk sound, but there's it's a bit of a pop punk influence coming in. Definitely
Okay.
in the new songs that we've been writing, and I don't know when the fuck these songs will come out. Actually, you know what? I take that back. We went from having a pretty pop punk sound to having a garage punk sound.
There you go.
And then now I've just recently started being sad again, so I started writing more pop punk songs.
Meshing the two.
And now it's definitely interesting. I mean, I think we're gonna definitely have an album soon, but not soon. We don't know. That's why I mean I think we're gonna stick with singles and EPs.
Just gonna have to wait to find out.
Yep. I mean, right now, whenever I get bored, I have a solo little side project that's a bunch of post-punk songs. Like, I don't know if you know. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you know Joy Division or I Dress or whatever. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I mean, that shit's just random crap. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
You'll have to
we're just gonna
send
play
me
a fuck
that.
ton of shows.
You'll have to send me that.
I will DM you that right after.
I love Joy Division, so yes, I would love to hear that.
I mean,
Well, I love you, man.
I love you too. That's probably a little strange considering I'm probably twice your age, but you know we'll just let that be what it is for right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Strictly platonic.
Oh yeah. But other than that, I mean, I don't think we have like any other shit going on. I mean, I know we're playing that show with you guys on the 3rd, which we still need to find a venue for. Was I supposed to announce that? That's probably
No, it's on the slate. I actually have to make a phone call in regards to that with someone belonging to Banditos to see if it happens, or not even so much if it happens, but if we can just work it out because you know, venues they have their schedule, they have their constraints, they have their things that need to be met, and as long as everything that we want to do can line up with what they need us to do or want us to do and all that, then we should have that secured. But it remains to be seen. Nothing, you know, all good things about the house having to drop it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and we will get through it.
We understand. Yes. That
We
was
understand.
We
Yes,
understand. Yes.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Anyways, though, I mean, more about the EP, I guess.
Yes.
Called Porcelain Bud. It has all 4, like, hella bangers on them. That song Eraserhead, that was on our new single. That song I actually wrote like 4 weeks ago, and we just threw it on there as a B-side really fast. But I'm thinking that song's gonna get a little studio time at some point. Not on this EP, but at some point it's gonna be. I don't know. We're kind of like trying to decide if we want to be like super lo-fi all the time, or make it listenable and not ear piercing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it really. I mean, my favorite thing was when someone actually sent me a message saying we sound like the band from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Sex Bomb. Like,
I did not know that.
you didn't know that? No, someone texted us that.
That is so.
And I was like, oh my god, you just made my whole like life right there. I feel like I could die happily now.
That is a compliment.
Definitely is.
All right, well, we have reached the end of our interview, Death Plumes. I want to personally say thank you so much. Oh, you know what? Outro
Thank you.
Wow, that I'm not even gonna play that. That is way too loud. I feel like I won't be able to hear y'all sufficiently. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Just let me know when, where, how you want me to help you load that gear in. I am sticking to that, and I will remember it. And if I forget, please happily
March
remind
3rd.
Yeah, it would have to be the March 3rd show.
You got it.
3rd.
March 3rd. I'm loading gear I'm roadie for Death Plumes, the Death Plumes.
Yeah.
Catch them on the Plumes Grips tour. It's them and Death Grips 2022 later this year.
That'd be so fucking cool.
You are so funny. You just be saying the out of pocket shit that I like. It's funny.
Let me put my Nardwar mask on real quick. Well, thanks so much, Death Plumes. Keep on rocking in the free world and do.
Take it easy,
See-
Nardwar.
Yeah.